back to the Patrick Lane Show, where we talk about personal finance, investing, and real estate. And today, of course, we're going to talk about GameStop and whether or not anything is a catalyst or everything is a catalyst. Before we get into that, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. We really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a lot. So guess what? Today, it seems like there isn't a Monday that goes by lately without at least one announcement from GameStop. And today was, I think, a big one, actually. And that is that GameStop CEO George Sherman is finally announcing that he's stepping down and he's going to be replaced by a new CEO. Now, of course, Sherman has been with GameStop for a couple of years now, and he is sort of responsible for, I think initially he was hired to try to make this transition to grow away from brick and mortar and into e-commerce, and it didn't really go so well. So he is now responsible for ushering them through the pandemic of the last year. And so we've got to realize that he's done a good job so far with what he's been tasked with, but with Ryan Cohen involved and all of the hype and excitement from the short squeeze and all of the Reddit and Wall Street Bets community, it really is, we really are looking for a faster transition to get some of that realization back on our investment into the GameStop stocks. And so the announcement today was that George Sherman is going to be stepping down as CEO, and that's going to be effective July 31st. Or sooner if they're able to find a CEO that they think is appropriate for leading them through this transition to e-commerce. So I think that is going to be a good move for them going forward. I think most people out there who are either observers of the GME saga or diamond hand holders of GME because they like the stonk, are going to be happy that George Sherman is moving along. Now, is Ryan Cohen going to end up being the CEO? Who knows? I think a lot of people out there on social media really, really, really want Ryan Cohen to be the new CEO, but they have started this search and they've hired a headhunting firm to go out and try to find somebody with the right qualifications for making this transition. Now, the fact is that Sherman has done a good job thus far, and I think that is recognized by, if we go back to last week or the week before when they announced their slate, the company's slate of electors or candidates for election to the board of directors, George Sherman was on that slate. And so even if he steps down and resigns from his role as CEO, he's still going to be involved in the transition and the turnaround as a member of the board of directors, assuming that the slate of nominees gets elected to the board. So it's an interesting sort of, again, another step in the turnaround because he's changing roles. He's not going to be the CEO, but he's still going to be involved. And, it's just another sort of a slow step. Is this a catalyst? Is it going to make the stock jump and run up and start the mother of all squeezes? So Sherman is just the most recent step on this transformation that is GameStop. So remember, we've had the CFO be changed. We've had a chief technology officer. We've had a chief growth officer. We've had this strategic planning committee that's been started that's being chaired by Ryan Cohen, of course. We've had, all of these people get changed over, and it's just a steady drip, drip, drip of changes from the previous administration, the previous thinking, the brick and mortar idea of GameStop to this new e-commerce venture. So, the question is it going to be a catalyst for the stock to pop? And, I think the answer is no. I mean, maybe there'll be a jump. I think it's up, 8 or 10% today. Who knows where it'll settle by the time this video comes out. But, all of these things they're not going to lead to the explosion, I don't think, of the price, the stock price that most people want. But what they will lead to is real value in the stock. So if you like the stock and you're a diamond hand and you're hodl, then you're going to like all of this drip, drip, drip information that just keeps coming out because it all signals a transformation of the company. Now, you may not make $1 million because it doesn't moon today, but if we're talking about long-term growth, long-term prospects, and the real viability of this transformation to e-commerce, then all of these little steps are necessary and important. So, Sherman staying involved, I think, as a board member means that he has brought value to this transition. He helped him transition, as we mentioned a minute ago, through the initial stages of the e-commerce transformation. He got him through the pandemic, and now, he is being rewarded, or his expertise is being recognized by him being on the slate of board of directors candidates that's being offered. But clearly, his pace or his expertise in the daily execution was not what was desired from Ryan Cohen and the other strategic planning committee members. And so, they're going to go out and look for someone who can really accelerate the changeover, accelerate the growth. It might be Ryan Cohen himself, but frankly, I think he probably, as we have seen, he probably has just as much influence as a board member and a large shareholder than anybody who would be sitting in the CEO chair would have. So I think that is an important lesson for today, some things to think about, whether or not this idea that everything has to be a catalyst to drive the stock to the moon is a good thing or a bad thing. And frankly, I think if we're looking for super steep run-up in price and moonshot price increases, that's fun, it's exciting, and maybe you can make a few bucks if you sell at the top. But the problem is we're discounting then the long-term intrinsic value of the stock and of the company itself. So if you're looking for a quick payday and looking for the moonshot, the $10,000, the $1 million, or whatever per share price that's out there on the social media and Wall Street Bets and all of these places, then you may not be as interested in these day-to-day moves. But if you look back at the steady release of information and of the steady, small, step-by-step moves that they're making at GameStop, it builds in that intrinsic value in the company. So those are good things in my mind. So do me a favor, let me know down below in the comments what you think. Is it a good thing that all of this slow, steady change is happening? Or would you rather just see something that comes out and makes it pop and just shoots it to the moon right away? Do you think that Sherman being replaced as the CEO is a good thing or a bad thing? And do you think that Sherman staying on the board after the board meet or the shareholder meeting is a good thing? How will that impact the stock going forward? Let me know your thoughts down below. And do me a favor, if you've received any entertainment or education, smash the like button for me, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. We really appreciate your help in growing the channel, and we'll see you on the next video.